This remake will bring jaw-dropping visual fidelity, suspenseful atmospheric audio, and improvements to gameplay.
Isaac Clarke.
Gunnar Wright will be reprising his role as Isaac Clarke, like his appearances in Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, and the art director of the remake is Mike Yazijian, previously worked as art director at Electronic Arts Montreal in developing Dead Space 2. Dead Space Remake will retain the same story and structure as the original, but feature redesigned assets, character models, and environments. The developers intend to take advantage of SSDs on the 9th generation of consoles to have the game be presented as an uninterrupted sequence shot, absent of loading screens. Content that was removed from the original game due to technical constraints may also be added. The game is being developed using Electronic Arts' proprietary Frostbite engine, but let the developer himself tell about making a Dead Space remake.
Hello, my name is Terry Calico, and I'm the senior VO designer on Dead Space. For Dead Space, we're building what is called the Alive system. It encompasses all components of Isaac's breathing and heart rate, vocal exertions, and dialogue, influenced by a variety of driving gameplay features. The limbic system is the part of the brain that controls behavioral and emotional responses such as anxiety and fear. When you watch a horror movie or play a scary game, the limbic system can trigger a release of adrenaline into the body, causing a physical response such as increased heart rate. In our game, adrenaline is derived from various values driven by external factors that have a direct influence on Isaac's heart rate BPM. External factors that act as adrenaline are the combat difficulty value, scripted events and jump scares, Isaac's fatigue level, Isaac's oxygen level, and Isaac's health. In the original Dead Space, you would hear Isaac's breathing change and heartbeat ramp up over time when sprinting, when low on health, low on oxygen, during combat, and spike for jump scares or scripted events. All of that will be there. A couple of improvements, for example. In the original, when Isaac was sprinting or injured, you would hear additional grunts to emphasize his level of exertion play simultaneously over top of the base breathing rate. Exertions, such as melee and stomp, also played over top of the breathing rather than interrupt it. If you listened carefully, you were hearing two voices at the same time. The exerted breaths didn't interject the bass breathing. For Dead Space, we're building a system that supports transitioning respiratory rates through fatigued and low health states seamlessly. As another example, in the original, when Isaac was gasping for air while running out of oxygen, exiting the vacuum of space or using an oxygen refill would instantaneously and unnaturally revert Isaac back to a calm breathing state as if nothing had happened.
Exiting vacuum.
For Dead Space, you can expect to hear Isaac catch his breath as he recovers from a lack of oxygen. Let's have a listen to this prototyped in-game with some placeholder content. And as Isaac catches his breath, you hear it transition back smoothly into the base breathing cycle.
When we are designing a weapon, we approach them in many different layers. All of the red and blue boxes outlined in this picture represent another layer that is being played on each shot of the weapon. Now let's take a listen to some of these layers one at a time, so we can really hear each element that's being played. Let's start with reminding ourselves what the original Dead Space sounded like. Looking at the headbanger corridor, you can hear as soon as the door opens, the sound is coming from the right side of the screen. The sound should realistically be traveling down the corridor to Isaac, but standing here, you can actually hear the sound coming through the wall. As we come around the corner, you will notice minimal audible changes to the sound position and obstruction. Now, let's take a look at our in-progress remake. You can hear the sound is now coming from the left, at the end of the corridor. The orange boxes you are seeing are portals we placed in the level, and the lines between them are the path the sound is traveling to get to Isaac. We lock the sound to a third of the portal from the direction it is coming from, to keep the correct directionality. We also use this same system for sound passing through to an attached room. As the door closes, we start applying mix changes to the sound. When the door is fully closed, we move the sound source to the window and apply even heavier mix changes.
In the dark, thanks you for your little spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when the sun shines, then you
Since this room has no
show
window,
your
we are cutting the sound completely as the door closes.
twinkle.
We have the ability to choose what sounds are let through the doors, so not every sound will be called if we do not want them to be.
The Dead Space remake will release on January 27, 2023 on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Few games have offered such terrors and delights as Isaac Clarke's journey through the Ishimura. Far from just being the original version with a new coat of paint, Dead Space is being rebuilt from the ground up for this remake.